What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the previous bodywork video of the EF sedan, and today we're going to do the final work on the body before we get to vinyl wrapping the car. In today's video, we're going to be doing the final preparation on the body of the car. There are still a lot of spot putties that I need to sand off, and then I want to sand the entire car down with 400 grit wet. I would love to do 320, but I know for sure I don't have that, but 400 should work perfectly fine. And then I'm going to whip out the pressure washer to pressure wash the entire car, body, wheel well, engine bay, to get all the sanding dust off the car. And then maybe, just maybe, we might pull the vinyl wrap out and start measuring it out on the car to cut out each panels individually, roll them up, put them away so that they're ready to rock and roll when we get to each panel. Here's this. This is this right here. 320. I do have 320. Huh. Anyways, I'm probably gonna cut these down right here with 320. I did it yesterday. Some of these spots right here cuts pretty easily. I've seen a lot of people cut down spot putty with wet sanding, which I've actually never tried that before, but I've always done it dry. And I'm gonna hit the car with 400. I don't know if this, I don't think you can do this one with wet. I think it becomes super brittle. This is the sticky for like sanding blocks, but 320 on spot putty. I don't know if I did these yesterday. I did do these yesterday. Where the hell did this come from? What the heck? See, this is gonna be the challenging part, trying to wrap my car here in the driveway. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my bucket. I'm gonna fill it up with some Dawn dish soap. Tell me you guys use this. Throw some in there. So I found this in my bodywork bag right there on the floor, and this is 50 piece of 320 grit waterproof sheets. This actually isn't mine. This actually came from the homie Leo. When we were working on his CRX CC, we did the bodywork and paint, and he had a bunch of sandpaper in his car for the process. We also cut and polished his car as well too, and now we have the sheet to utilize here to sand this car down with 320 instead of 400. I actually only have a couple of sheets of 400 where this is literally a gang in here. So shout out to the homie Leo, rest in peace. Gone too soon, but never forgotten. Wet sanding this car is going to be a long, tedious process, so I'm going to go ahead and set you guys down and put y'all on a time lapse. Got the entire car sanded down, all the dirt and grimes cleaned up, got all the jams cleaned out as well too, as well as the engine bay. Before I proceed with this car, I'm gonna wash this car too. just because we're done sanding with bodywork. Not gonna lie to you guys, I sat on my chair and I kind of passed out a little bit. It's freaking nightfall, but we watched the CRX and it is looking fresh. I do need to get a car cover for it. I do have the regular car cover, but it just traps too much stuff underneath the paint, even though it's a good weatherproof one. My brother's car has a car clear cover, and that has been working really well for him. So I'm probably gonna have to grab a couple of those, one for this car especially. But I was gonna pull out the vinyl right now to start measuring sections for all of the panels. And I was actually on my phone looking up like how people were doing it by themselves, which is kind of why I sat down and passed out a little bit. But there was a guy that used his jack right here, you know, fully tightened down, just so it's not easy to like, you know, like tip over, right, the handle. And he put the roll of vinyl wrap in this pole here to hold it in place, put it on opposite end, and then pull the wrap and then use the magnets to hold it onto the car. I might do that, but I don't know how I feel about it still being that loose. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I can probably put some weight on the end and just kind of make it harder for this to, like, you know, you got to really like put some force in it to pick up the weight. Right now it's easy because there's nothing on the jack. So I might use the jack to assist me with, you know, holding the roll in place, because the roll itself is pretty damn heavy. Another thing I want to do right now is I want to test a piece of vinyl on the surface, because in one of the videos somebody commented and said that with the primer and stuff, oh, the vinyl is not going to stick. And I've actually tried it before the primer, after the primer sanding, and I want to try it one more time now that it's nice and smooth. The homie JK Kenneth, he wraps for a living. He just moved to Florida and he has an all-wheel drive EP3 that he's building right now. And he was just pretty much telling me, like, look, as long as the surface is smooth, clean, the vinyl will stick. So I'm confident the finish of my surface of the car will stick to the vinyl, but we're gonna find out right now. Gonna have to keep a clean microfiber on hand for each panel that I'm gonna wrap, just so we can get all of the debris off nice and smooth, right? So I find the hood might be a little challenging because it's not metal, so I can't use the magnet to assist holding it in place, because I am doing this by myself. I might have to just use the magnet and lay it over to the fender and then pull it over and work my way through. So got a little piece right here from a cutoff on the spare fender I did in the garage. I'm probably going to cut this into a square. All I'm testing here is to ensure that this vinyl is going to stick to the primer and the raw gel coat here. Let's do the corner. So I'm applying on the edge first, and then I'm going to like slightly stretch it with no heat. Not shabby. Now again, I didn't use any heat, so I do have some I forgot what the terminology is for this right here, but if I use some heat I could probably get that out, although we're not obviously stopping right on the edge right there. Yeah, okay, well that works. That's on the primer. I know the vinyl is not gonna have any issues sticking to the actual, like, the blue of the car, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut another piece out and try it on the gel coat here. Guys, I don't think we're going to have any issue with the surface of the car sticking to the vinyl. That's pretty on there. Man, just these examples, I'm excited. Okay, so typically when you buy vinyl wrap for a vehicle, they come 60 in width, 60 inches in width, and however long you want to order it, you know, 60 feet, 20 feet, whatever they have as an option. So this right here is, I'm sure I measured it. It was 60, but let's go ahead and double check real quick. 61, it's about 60. So I'm going to cut the front first, hood to the fender. Got these magnets right here from Amazon, just a random one I picked out, and there's 8 of them in here. I'm gonna go ahead and at least put 4 up, so that way we can hold the vinyl onto the car and not let it slip off and get it all dirty. Shout out to the homie Slimeball for this wrap. I really don't know how much is in here, but it looks like a lot. Shout out to him because he was gonna use it for his car. He sold his car, didn't have a need for it. Just so happened to be the same color as mine, and he sent it over my way, figured I could use it, and I was like, you know what? Let's learn something new. Let's wrap the car instead of painting it, in case a lot of you guys were wondering. This wrap is from 3M. It's a 1080 series, except I don't know the color of it, and I don't know if this thing has a film on top. From all the little cuts that I've done, I have not seen a film on it. This is kind of hard to do by yourself, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so we have the first section cut out. We made this a little longer just in case, and enough to go wrapping around the hood. And then the front right here goes all the way down to the nose, and we are exceeding probably 2 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll this up, tape it up, label it for the hood, and then we'll measure out the fenders. I'm gonna put you guys down right here on my wheels because I have a fender here in the garage I can take measurements from. 34. I'm gonna do 35. I did put X's on the top. 35 by 40. Now you see this white right here? This is not going to be wrapped because there's too much contours, and the corner light, the filler rod, and the bumper is going to cover all of that section anyways. But I do have enough to lay over into the jamb of the fender, which is what I'm really worried about. So I think we're okay with this one. Pull it off, wrap it up. Somebody was talking about my playlist, but realistically this is not my playlist. It's literally just YouTube. Like, I go to YouTube, look at my algorithm, and then like I just, whatever playlist is here that I recognize, I'll just run it, and then whatever plays on here is whatever plays on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and why is this not mirrored? That is the passenger. Oh crap, it's mirrored the passenger. Dang it. Okay, that was my fault. That is my fault. The leg's on the wrong side. There's really no room for mistakes when doing vinyl wrap, especially because I don't know how much is in the roll. I don't know the color, and this is a 4-door, so I'm hoping that I can probably use this section for a different part of the car, which I don't think it'll fit anything else. But what I also can do is I can cut this top section to wrap the top half, and then I can take this section and wrap the bottom half, because this is separated by the molding, so you're not going to see the two transition overlapping. So I'm probably going to leave this one off and then do the rest of the car to see actually how much more material we have left over, and if we're cutting it too close, we'll reuse this one. So I have the roll of vinyl on the jack, but the center is too small in diameter to go over the bar entirely, but nonetheless it's on there secured. And just taking a quick measurement from the top of the pillar to the bottom here. Mosquitoes are everywhere. So from the top of the car, at least 55, and we're going from the door. I'm gonna add like 3-4 inch going into the fender. It's about 120 inches, 60 by 120 inches. So now the pillar has 2 inches overlap, and we still have maybe 6 or 7 inches on the bottom. Might actually pull it up more. The mosquitoes are out. So starting from the back here, because we are cutting this for the quarter piece, and I do have this overlap. So this is the end of the triangle, and you can see how much overlap we have, right? And this right here ends right there, so that means I'm going to cut, probably give it like 2 inch slack, and then all this is going to come off. Wheel well is going to come off, and then like I said, if I wanted to wrap this entire bottom with this, we'll cut it all one piece together. Otherwise I would just cut where the door line is at right here, but cut it a little more forward so we can lap into the jamb, because we also still have, I don't know, that's like 4 inches right here. So that means once we cut this, you know, inch or two going forward, we still have that section to push back to cover the jamb of the door, folding it in to the door. Obviously the pillar, we're gonna cut all the way here, but this I'm actually gonna leave it wide. So the pillar is right there, and I'm gonna cut the window section probably like right here. So I'm giving it a good like 2 inches, just so we have, you know, stretching room if need be. So same thing here. I'm gonna cut it, pillars right there, probably gonna cut it over here, and then when I get down to the bottom, like I said, 2 inches after the door line onto the door. And other than that, I mean, we're just crossing fingers we have enough for the other side, the roof and the trunk, because I don't know, I'm a little skeptical at this point. Right, so let's get to cutting. I laid out the driver's side, right? And I was getting a little worried because the coil of vinyl was getting smaller and smaller. And then we ran out of vinyl, but enough to do the entire driver's side. Literally 120 from there, or 121 from this end to that end, and that should be enough to cut pretty much the bottom rocker, quarter to the pillar, and both doors. Unfortunately, we don't have enough material for the roof and the trunk. So now I got to figure out which 3M 1080 series color code is this vinyl so I can have it ordered and on the way. Kind of bummed because I was a little skeptical at first when I had gotten the vinyl wrap and I looked inside of it and I was like, I don't know. So I went and added up all the length that I had used in today's video, and also adding in about 50 inches of me practicing on that fender right there. We're at about 32 feet of vinyl wrap. The homie Slimeball told me that when he bought the Acura Integra DB1, the wrap came with the car from the previous owner that was supposed to wrap the car, and he said that the wrap was enough to do a DB1, whatever the size he had bought for this vinyl. I believe the EF sedan is a little bit shorter than the DA, and I will say now that it is not enough. But really can't confirm because I don't actually know the full size of the vinyl wrap, but this is going to be noted. It's going to be noted for maybe you guys or a future wrap job for me to buy more than 60 by 30. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna spend the rest of my night. It's literally 10:52. It's almost 11 o'clock. So I'm gonna spend the rest of my night cutting out the entire driver's side, and probably gonna head inside and figure out the color so I could get some more on the way so we can do the roof and the trunk a different day. But yeah, we're making progress, because I'm getting a little nervous now because it really took some thinking to cut out all the panels that you guys should have seen by now. The hood, the fender, the passenger side, and now working on the driver. But like I said, it's a learning curve, and you know, I'm sure once we actually get to the wrapping, the fun part, I think it should be easier. At the end of the day, I'm motivated to do it, and you guys are going to be along the ride with me. We're going to wrap up the video right here. I hope you guys enjoyed the progress update on the EF sedan, the finalization of the body, and cutting out the vinyl per each panel. If you guys did, man, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for the actual wrapping, I'm hoping that it's the next video for you guys. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.